World Health Organization has called for immediate access to the victims of an alleged chemical attack in the Syrian town of Douma. The UN Agency Chief of Emergency Response says the WHO wants to assess the health impacts of the suspected attack and provide care of those affected. Peter Salama added that there are reports of about 500 patients in the area with symptoms consistent with exposure to toxic chemicals. The U.S. and its allies blamed the Syrian government for the alleged attack, which took place in Douma on Saturday. The Syrian government, along with Russia, has rejected the allegation, saying there was no such chemical attack. Now let's bring in Max Igan from the Netherlands. He's a radio host and political commentator. Good to have you with us, Max. What do you make of these threats that Russia and the U.S. are trading at each other, and also regarding this alleged chemical attack?
Well, the key word there, of course, is alleged. I mean, suspected chemical attack, alleged chemical attack. I mean, how many times have we heard from the U.S. administration that it's been a chemical attack in Syria, and when the investigations have been ongoing, we've found that it's been nothing of the sort. Or in one case, I believe it was actually chemicals that were smuggled in there by the West anyway, and were released by terrorist forces. And all of the conflict in there has been fueled by the West to begin with anyway. I believe firmly that what we're seeing in Syria is a war for greater Israel. There's a push to just continue this, and you've got to look at some of the deeper underlying causes as well. I mean, they've already sold oil rights and gas rights to some of the land in northern Syria, so they don't want to see the conflict end. They want to overthrow Assad, and they want Western puppets to move in there. And there should be no doubt in anybody's mind that Trump is just following the same globalist agenda of all of his predecessors. I mean, all of his supporters should see this. It's just the same thing. And this posturing against Russia back and forth, it's the same theatre that we always see, just to keep people distracted from the bigger agenda, I think.
All right, and Max, what do you think will happen if those threats turn into reality and the attacks really take place? What would the consequences be?
Well, the consequences will be more destruction for Syria. I mean, if America and Russia go to war with each other, I mean, it will be a theatrical war anyway, and it will take place on foreign soil. It will take place in Syria. We won't ever see Russia and America bombing each other. If Putin and Trump want to man up and both be the two cowboys they're pretending to be, and they want to go to war with each other, then the White House should bomb the Kremlin, and the Kremlin should bomb the White House and leave the rest of the world out of it. You know, the problem that we have with the world is governments anyway, these people getting in the way of human beings doing their job and getting on with their lives and creating all these conflicts to begin with. And so that's what I think should happen if these two people do want to posture against each other. Let's see them bomb the government buildings for a change and leave the people out of it.
All right, thank you for your comments. Max Igan, radio host and political commentator, joining me from the Netherlands.